Welcome back to PH.d TV, and today I will be talking about 5 musicals that I do believe need a remake. And I'll kind of go ahead and give the heads up that these are movies that are either going to need to be remade in regards to as another film, assuming they were already another film, or they were a stage production that just needs a little bit of a revamp into the film genre. But for the most part, I think all of these do fall in the category of there is already a movie on them, so that didn't really mean anything. But remakes, here we go. Number 1, Phantom of the Opera. And the thing about Phantom of the Opera for me is that I really enjoy the 2005 or 4 musical with Gerard Butler, Emmy Rossum, and I about said Patrick Stewart, Patrick Wilson. And I think they all sing wonderful in that movie. Gerard Butler I don't think was bad. I will tell you this, I will take Gerard Butler over Russell Crowe in Les Miserables. Most people probably would agree, but I'll put it this way. Emmy Rossum and Patrick Wilson are incredible singers, and they all give their best performances, maybe not of all time, but they give great performances in this film. And to the point to where it actually created the joke that me and my wife joke all the time saying,
"Hey honey, you know those people from that musical in 2005?
Yeah, Emmy Rossum and Patrick Wilson and Gerard Butler?
Yeah, those people. Do you think Hollywood just sees them and says, hey, you know those people who can sing?
Yeah, those people who can sing, but then we're gonna cast Russell Crowe?
Yeah, let's never use those people in that 2005 movie again."
I think I just have a pet peeve for when people can actually sing, then they keep hiring people who can't. But Phantom of the Opera is one of those musicals that is just a classic. It is something that just really has powerful music, something that has stood the test of time, and there's a reason the show is going on even today. I think right now, actually, the show is at a pause. I think they've discontinued it briefly, but rumor has it they're bringing it back, so I'm hoping so, because I have seen it. Cross my fingers, because my wife has not seen it. Consider me buying us tickets to go see it when it does come back, because there's no way it's never not going to. It's amazing. But it's a classic story with a movie that is fine. But it's not an incredible film. I'm never gonna say that is one of the best musicals of all time. Well made in some aspects, but I'm never gonna say that was a top tier musical. It is one of the best, absolutely. If you've never seen the musical genre, you need to watch that movie. It's good, but I fully believe it could be better with an updated remake. And the next one is going to be Rent.
There are times when we're dirt broke and hungry and freezing, and I ask myself, why the hell am I still living here?
Our life is yours to miss. No.
A bunch of us are getting together tonight. Would you like to come with us?
Sure.
You always said how lucky you were that we were all friends. But it was us, baby, who were the lucky ones.
Revolution Studios presents the musical phenomenon that defined a generation.
And Rent, I've had a roller coaster story with. Rent is a musical actually that I did not like the first time I watched it. I just couldn't get behind why people liked it. I couldn't see what people were seeing, but it wasn't until I met my wife that she loved Rent, had seen the stage musical, loved the movie, would blast La Vie Boheme in the car, and I would just have to just roll with it.
Miles an hour would walk 500 more.
Before I actually got to pause, watch it with her, and give it a shot, watching it through her eyes, seeing why she likes it, and she gave me insight of why it's popular, why she likes it, so I came in with brand new eyes, in short, and ears, because it's a musical. And I ended up liking it long term. I really thoroughly enjoyed Rent, and as I got into it more and more, I did a little bit of research on the play versus the movie and, you know, the differences, because you just get into that kind of thing, to find out they cut out several songs, Goodbye Love being practically removed entirely, even though there's a deleted scene of that song on YouTube, but they took it out of the movie, and it's one of those songs where it would have probably have been better for it to have been in it. But with that being said, there is a lot of uncovered ground, a lot of recasting that could be done with a younger audience. I have my personal fan cast for that, and I may just put that out here in a little bit, so bear with me on that. That's a list for another day. But Rent, I think, could be rejuvenated, have a brand new life given to it, especially in the musical genre. And it's one of those plays as well where Phantom of the Opera, you have a pretty good cast and crew, but you really just have the three main characters. With Rent, you have 8 or 9 of them that there's a lot of energy between 9 actors who could really just show off their skill and give it great performance as well as a great production to make something that is tried and true that people love. So with that being said, I do think Rent could be a great option for a movie remake. And this one right here, this next one, number 3, I actually mentioned in another video, not for the sake of a remake. No, I did say it was for a remake, but not for a musical specifically, and that is going to be Mulan.
We're under attack!
Send your troops to protect my people.
By order of the Emperor, one man from every family must serve in the Imperial Army.
Father, you can't go.
Mulan.
Please, sir. My father has already fought bravely.
Silence!
It's an honor to protect my country and my family.
So you'll die for honor.
I will die doing what's right. If I reveal her, she will be.
Soldiers! You will assemble swiftly and silently every morning. Anyone who acts otherwise will answer to me. Fire! The Huns are moving quickly.
We're the only hope for the Emperor now.
Are we in this together or not?
If we die with honor.
I've got an idea.
Come back!
A single grain of rice can tip the scale. One man may be the difference between victory and defeat.
The greatest gift and honor is having you for a daughter.
I've missed you, brother.
The flower that blooms in adversity is the most rare and beautiful of all. Mulan.
And the thing about the Mulan remake that they made with Disney Plus during the pandemic is that it wasn't a bad movie. It was a well-made movie. In fact, I would go as far as, if you're looking at the production design strictly and solely with that movie, it was probably one of the better live action adaptations in terms of the costume, the set design, what they were going for in terms of the quality of the movie itself. But my fundamental issue that I had with Mulan is that Disney produced a remake on one of their animated properties. So you have people thinking it's going to be the live action remake, but with the music, it's going to be the live action remake of the cartoon. But then they don't do that. So now it's going back to the original legend of Mulan, which is great, but the Disney property who did the musical is now not doing a technical remake by taking out a lot of the music. In fact, all of the music.
Including I'll Make a Man Out of You, which is a top tier Disney song.
And they didn't remake the animated movie like they've remade all the other animated movies. So with that being said, I do believe that Mulan, especially being, I think, one of the more lower key, a lot more sleeper hit of the Disney Renaissance movies, I think that could really make a really good live action remake, but actually follow along the lines of the cartoon. So, number 3, Mulan. And for number 4, this one's going to be a little different. This one, I believe, at least last I checked, it was on Netflix. And it starred Anna Kendrick and Jeremy Jordan, who are both incredible singers. In fact, I think they both give probably my personal favorite live action performances. They give one of their best performances in general in this movie. Jeremy Jordan, I think, is fine, but he really gets to blend his singing abilities as well as his acting abilities in this movie, as well as Anna Kendrick, who is always great in my opinion, but she gets to unravel a more dramatic side with her singing side, with also more of a subduedness that she often does not unleash. That's a good way to describe it. And that's going to be the last 5 years.
Jamie is over and Jamie is gone. Jamie's decided it's time to move on. Jamie has new dreams he's building upon. And I'm still hurting.
Did I just hear an alarm start ringing? Did I see sirens go flying past? I've got a singular impression things are moving too fast.
Pretty good, right?
I've never been more attracted to you.
I could wander Paris after dark, take a carriage ride through Central Park, but it wouldn't be as nice as a summer in Ohio, where I'm sharing a room with a former stripper and her snake.
I love you.
Wayne.
Oh my God.
Look at me. Look at him. Son of a bitch, I guess I'm doing something right. I finally got something right.
Kathy, I have to go.
You do not have to go.
Kathy.
Captain, stop!
In the last 5 years, I do believe, and I don't know too much about the production on this, and I know it's a smaller show it was based off of, and I don't even know if it was even Broadway it was based from, or if it was, again, I know it's a smaller show it's attached to. And it took me 2 watches to watch the movie to really grasp it, because if you're going into this film, you're not going to know too much about it, especially with how it's structured. And how it's structured is that the movie starts, spoiler alert, but it's the plot of the movie. The movie starts with Anna Kendrick finding a letter from Jeremy Jordan, her husband, saying that he is leaving her and divorcing her. And from there, the movie goes 2 different directions. It goes from her, who gets the letter saying she's being divorced. The timeline goes backwards, as if she's retracing the steps of how could they have gotten to where he wanted to divorce her, while his songs are about the lead up to why he's divorcing her, with the middle song being the only song other than the very end where they duet, because it's the middle. So you have a 2-timeline musical in which they go back and forth singing their solos. And not only do I think this is a actually good story, it's a good musical and the music's great too, But from someone who loves movies and loves the arts, and when it came to acting, when I was in the film industry, I am partial to when the story is about the character, when the character is the story, not when the characters are in a plot. And with that being said, this is an opportunity for you getting two actors who are incredible. They have the chemistry, they have the powerhouse voices, and the powerhouse ability to get people to listen to them and see their characters, empathize, even when they're not great people all the time. But it's one of those character-driven musicals that if you've seen it, I'd say you'd probably love it or you'd hate it, because my wife wasn't a fan of it, even though she loves one song. And I love the musical, even though none of the songs are really my favorite, but you know what? It is a good story on top of performance-driven work that could probably use new life. And I don't anticipate this to be really the next big musical that people are just gonna go to the theater just going, this is it. But I do see this being in an instance where if Netflix got it and then they marketed it correctly and got people to see it at, on their TV screens, even though I do believe we need to go back to movie theaters because that's just where I'm at. This would be one of those Netflix movies, but the good ones. All right, I'm going on this one a little bit, but yeah, the last 5 years would be my number 4 pick. And number 5 is actually an animated movie from the 90s and one that got a stage play. And I have been waiting for the live action ever since I was a kid. And I'm still shocked we haven't got that yet. And that's going to be Anastasia.
An enchanted world.
The Tsar of Imperial Russia.
A sorcerer's curse.
I will not rest until I see the end of the Romanov line forever!
A young princess.
Anastasia!
Grandmama!
Who vanished without a trace.
Although the Tsar did not survive, one daughter may be still alive.
The Princess Anastasia!
Anastasia, alive? Ain't that the kick in the head? I guess a curse just ain't what it used to be, huh, sir?
It's the story of an orphan named Anya.
You want to find your family, huh?
And a dreamer named Dmitri.
Do you see what I see?
Yes!
You think that I am Anastasia?
That's why I'm stuck here in limbo.
Oh, don't get so grabby.
They're teaming up to find a clue to her past before the evil Rasputin destroys their future.
I want to look my best.
Whoa, that fell right out.
The last of the Romanovs will die!
We're gonna have to jump!
After you!
Mayday!
The curse is complete!
I get the message!
From the streets of Russia
Anya!
to the lights of Paris.
I will see no more girls claiming to be Anastasia.
You have to talk to her.
Finding the truth
You really are Anastasia.
will be their greatest challenge.
You will address the princess as Your Highness.
And following her heart
We've been through a lot together.
Princesses don't marry kitchen boys.
will be her toughest choice.
What goes around comes around.
I'm not afraid of you! Dmitri!
Hold on! This can only end in tears.
And bring me home at
Anastasia.
And this review for number 5 is going to be kind of strange because I'm going to be honest, I remember loving it growing up. I remember the plot points, I remember the story. I mainly remembered the music. And with Rasputin as the bad guy, this dark magic style villain in a romance, that's great. But I'm also thinking, like, just bear with me. I'm even going to fan cast a director just to give the idea of where this could go. And the director, hear me out, would be like James Cameron taking on a musical for the first time because he wanted to give it a shot. Kind of how Steven Spielberg did West Side Story because he wanted to be challenged. He had never done a musical, so he did his thing. And it worked. But imagine if James Cameron got the rights to Anastasia, and you've seen the trailer from where I posted it just a second ago. You can, if you think of James Cameron from Titanic, he gets a similar team who puts the same effort into the production design, into the music, into the orchestra, into the actors. It makes this lush, lavish musical. Tell me that wouldn't be sublime, like just beautiful. And 2, it would have a center stage for a wonderful actress to come out. Either she'd be unknown or maybe even an actress who's not known for her singing, but is going to surprise everybody. I do think Anastasia could bring something to the table for another musical for the live action genre. And I honestly think, and I'm a firm believer, that you should not make movies to win awards, but at the same time, that's not to say there is not just sometimes material that is made. And if you just do it correctly, it's made to win awards. Like period pieces. If you do the job halfway good, you're probably gonna be looked at for costume design. For Titanic, if you did the boat design correct, you were bound to win, obviously, but be nominated for a production design award. You get the idea. Sometimes when there's just the material, you're just gonna end up being there. And I think Anastasia would be a great live action remake, but also a remake in general. With that being said, these are the 5 movie musicals that I think should be remade. What are your opinions? Do you agree with my opinions? Did I think of anything that you were like, oh, hey, that's a great idea? Let me know down below in the comments. I want to be able to see what you think. I want to see what yours are. Do you have any other musicals I did not mention that would make great remakes? And as always, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'm trying to grow the channel, and it takes you to help me on that. And as always, this has been PH.d TV, and I'll see you next time.